The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Welcome to the show, Monday. You're looking live at Tostitos Championship Plaza outside Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, where it is 86 degrees. It feels like 91. And the low tonight is 68 degrees.
That is Shannon. He is Nate. This is Kurt. I am just Jesse. Together we make Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People feel us.
You think we feel it? You think they feel the
No.
You think they,
Look, First off,
you think they
put that
feel
up to
the
you
Cardinals?
now.
Do you think they feel
Do you
the
think
trademark?
they
Kurt, I'm going to
Cardinals.
direct this to you.
Yeah.
Do you think I can do a whole show without talking to my co-host?
Wow.
I think so.
Because I'm mad at y'all. You and you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm mad at both of y'all.
Okay,
Right.
let's
You want me to-
let's talk about
Air
it.
it out.
This segment is brought to you by Wingstop, where flavor gets his
Wings.
All right, help.
Let's talk about it.
Talk me. Okay, yes.
Hey,
this will be
hey,
good. This
Cook,
will be a
glad
good.
you're
Yes.
gonna get team.
This will be a
therapy.
good therapy
Yes.
session.
Why
for
you
me.
rubbing
Come on.
yourself like
Because
that?
that feels good.
Come on. Come on.
It's the only good feeling I'm gonna get out of the show today. And this cookie.
You gotta
That's
rub one
barf
off.
cookie. You got a barf
Gotta
cookie.
rub one off. for
Rub
the
it
show to
out.
Feel good. Let's go.
What's
All
the
right.
problem with Jesse?
One, both of y'all. You too. You my boy, but I got problems with both of y'all.
Okay.
One.
Today's accountability show.
Today is accountability. Y'all told me
Yep.
there was nothing to worry about in this game. We're good. We're good. We're good.
We good.
Y'all told me to not tap the brakes. Let it ride. Let's
Let it
go.
ride,
Let's
baby.
go. So I did.
18-wheeler ride.
I invested. I
Sevens.
ate the cheese. I drank the Kool-Aid. And
Yes.
here I am on Monday morning after the Cardinals game.
With acid and indigestion.
Oh my God, what happened? I'm gonna give y'all a chance since y'all built this up and we just smooth. Not a trap game, not any of this.
It wasn't.
was not.
It wasn't.
It wasn't no
We
trap
got out
game.
coach, we got out play, we got out assignment.
Assignment. You sounded like me then. Assignment.
What happened? Explain yourselves. I want you to be
No,
accountable.
that's fine. No, this is accountable. This is accountability Monday, and we'll start with ourselves. Here's what I'm not going to ever do. Okay, I'm not ever going to
Not talk.
I'm never going to not do that. Trust and believe. As long as the Lord gives me a voice box, I am going to use
We
it.
will feel.
Feel. And if you can't, we'll get some braille. We'll braille you up. I am not, never, ever not going to trust what I see on film. That's just.
As you shouldn't.
I've been at this thing as a player, as an analyst for far too long.
Yes.
I know what I saw on film.
This game
Yes.
or the two games leading up.
No. Both.
Yeah.
I know what I saw what we were on film. I know what I saw what they were on film. Now.
Kurt even saying,
Now. What happened on Sunday was a total embarrassment. It was deplorable. It was inexcusable. Everything they did, everything that they wanted to do, and that they did on film. Problem is, we didn't do anything that we normally do that I saw on film. And so when they had an opportunity to run the football for 225 yards,
they did it.
They did it. They didn't beat us much in the passing game. I mean, except for one time when we just go, hey, this guy that's in the slot, I'm just
Mike
gonna pass
Wilson.
him. I'm just gonna pass him off to someone else.
That's not there.
That ain't there. That ain't there.
Cover 6, baby.
That ain't there.
Cover 6.
It's covered. Another S word. It was covered.
Well,
Another
He
S word.
knows because
One guy was thinking cover 3 and other, and everybody else was in cover 1.
Yeah. So now, hats off to the Arizona Cardinals. Right. This is why you play the game on Sunday. But yet and still, there was nothing that they did that was not available. First of all, we get into the red zone. We go 1 for 5 in the red zone.
That's a problem. Officially,
If
a
we
problem
go
now.
1 for 5 in the red zone, CeeDee Lamb, come on now. I've been fight for the football. That's a touchdown there. We get a 61-yard punt return for a touchdown on a holding call. I mean, the penalties, over 100 yards in penalties. So could we have won? Should we have won this game? Yes. Did we win this game? Absolutely not. And all credit goes to the Arizona Cardinals because nothing that they did was a surprise from what I saw on film.
If it wasn't a surprise, then
why'd it happen?
Yeah, did they eat the cheese? Or they just think they could walk in there?
We just, for whatever reason,
getting beat up.
We just had guys we had guys who normally don't do dumb stuff. J-Ron Curse was all over the place and nowhere in the right place. We have one of our nose tackles who he 2 gaps over than where he's supposed to be.
They got beat up.
Run the ball right up the middle. Linebackers can't get off blocks. I mean, guys are not.
There's so many questions.
Like there were so many things that went wrong in this game, and it just felt like every time they tried to all right, we're gonna figure this out. Another mess up, another screw up, and then you felt like offensively, all right, here we go, we got something going. Holding.
No momentum.
There was every time it was self-inflicted wounds, and I don't want to take anything away from the Cardinals. The Cardinals did a fantastic job in what they wanted to do. But I mean, shoot, the first play of the game, you let Micah bit the cheese on the fake, let the dude just run right around him, 41 yards. I mean, there were a plethora of things, a number of things that the Cowboys did wrong in this football game that gave them no chance to beat anybody in the National Football League.
We'll get to those in a minute. You would care to explain yourself and hold yourself accountable to me?
Yes, sir.
You let me down this week.
Man, I'm still hyped about this Cowboy team.
Okay.
But the one thing, and y'all can hold me to this, because the only thing happened to the Dallas defense is what's been happening the last year, the year before, the year before.
Oh, I thought we just drafted a guy in the first round.
No.
Sorry. We re-signed a guy. We re-signed another guy. We brought him back. That was supposed to. Okay.
This is the problem. You took the genius out of the game, and that was your coach. You took Dan Quinn out of the game. He is great when he can get you one-dimensional. Whether it's run or pass, he is great. But when you can do both and teams are hyped up about it and they're finishing in the red zone, he becomes just an average guy, just like everybody else.
Really?
Oh, yes. And Jesse did a great job at explaining it about Curse and the rest of the guys. Once they thought they had one issue resolved, there was another one. They physically beat us up defensively. I'm going to maintain this in the whole year. If the strength is our defense, games like that cannot be played. This should be the first and the last game of anything over 150 yards rushing. Because listen to me, because the other teams that we're going to face, if they rush for 150 yards with the talent that they do have, we're gonna be in a world of hurt. Now we sitting up here, we a little upset, we all mad, and I'm rightfully so. But they did a number on our defensive line. Our offensive line was stable. It took some ugly hits, but they were stable enough until they got into, like Jesse said, the red zone. 1 for 5. If we're going to play, the strength is going to be our defense. And the head coach is going to still try. Even in the game, he's running the ball, giving our defense our opportunity to get over there and adjust and to make some plays. Our defense is going to have to give us field position a lot of the times, a few turnovers a lot of the times, and you're going to have to do that against opponents that are coming up that are better than the Cardinals. The Cardinals are and will be who we think they are this year. Yeah, they got some young players, Rondale Moore, who's going to get better. They gave us a look out of the backfield with him. I think Michael Wilson to get better, the wide receiver, even though we gave him that big run, that big catch on a blown assignment. if we're going to play to the strength of our defense, and we're going to think that this is what's going to total us, if we're going to be talking about Michael Parsons every week, that is what's got to happen. You got to make teams one-dimensional. We did not do that, and it showed up last year, and it's showing up the one loss we've had early in this season. I'm still hyped about these Cowboys, but are we mature enough as a football team to understand what happened? And it's cool. It's cool to say, hey, it ain't but one game. We're going to learn from it. You've been saying that about teams that have been coming in here running over us. You said it all last year. You said it the year before. When are we going to really stop the run?
Oh, and don't think you ain't getting a healthy dose of Zeke coming in here this week on a mission to show, look. What, Kurt, you want to explain yourself? I'm mad at you, too.
No.
just because you're in the middle of these two.
Yeah, I'm just guilty by association, I think.
Yeah.
Don't do that, Kurt. Now, Kurt, you don't let this dude separate.
I like that.
Don't let this see.
You slowly working it.
They try to divide and conquer us, bro. You just say, you know what? We were wrong this time. We were just wrong this week. That's okay.
Was this a case? I mean, we talked last week or sometime that you got to earn the right to have a sack party.
That's right.
Did they? I obviously didn't
They
earn
took
that
it away.
right.
Yeah,
but
they
was
took
that?
it away.
Were they being overly aggressive? It seemed like the Cardinals took advantage of their over aggressiveness.
Oh, yeah.
And is that how they're going to be attacked going forward?
I'm going to tell you what.
Is the book out?
Yeah.
Let me say what over aggressiveness is. It's like you got a tackle, two tackles. You got defensive ends. These are defensive ends. And these guys are fast flowing. You get everybody going this way, and then they'll cut back and go the other way. Mm-hmm. Well, when you take a man and physically pick him up and move him, that ain't.
You thought they were doing that? Oh yeah. Some of the stuff I was reading was like they had Parsons kind of. He was being aggressive. Dobbs that first run. I mean, Parsons busted in. They went outside. That forced Parsons to maybe, take a step back or hesitate, and then they started going right at him.
That was one play. See,
but what about everything? I mean, they seem like they sort of, Parsons does what he did, but he didn't dominate like he has the other two.
I saw some guys on their backs. I saw some guys tangled up with some guys. See, it's one thing if I can't even give you an analogy. It's one thing when you're quick and you get around somebody real quick and you going somewhere and they're going the other way. But it's another thing when you're trying to figure out how to get off this dude. How is that?
Wow. Yeah, there were a lot of times where guys didn't get off blocks.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Like linebackers, defensive linemen, and when you're talking about the trench warfare, okay, you're talking about a physical battle in a foxhole. Think that's the amount of space that you have. You don't. There isn't yards that separate the two, right? Mm-hmm. To where even if you go the wrong way, there's time for recovery. Everything happens right in front of your face. So when you, as a defensive lineman, decide that I'm going to take a side, and you don't take the right side, like the right meaning not right or left, but the right correct
gap.
side,
Yeah.
the correct gap, these guys just wall you off now. And the running back cuts off that. When you see those running backs, they come and they bounce over a hole. That's because you didn't. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna bounce over a hole and get up.
They done seen color just flash and they jump out of it.
And so instead, when you're in that warfare, that's what makes it so physical. Because I now either have to dominate you by recreating the line of scrimmage, or I have to dominate you by pressing you back and then now being able to get off a block and get to the ball carrier. Far too many times in this game, and it's evident, and I'll show you guys clips of it throughout
tight ends,
where guys were being physically moved, guys were jumping, like literally jumping out of gaps, And then they were just like, oh, okay, cool. They were you talk about your duel or your deuce where they were on one guy and then pressing, and then he comes off, boom, gets the linebacker, and it was like a domino effect where you thought the linebacker was trying to scrape over the top and he ran right into that guard, or those tight ends were double teaming. I mean, they had a plan and executed it to perfection, and the Cowboys did themselves no favors by being more finesse and flash than physical. And when you're down there in that in the trenches,
Arizona's not supposed to have a real good offensive line. So what's this saying going forward?
See, that's where they got you with number 4, Rondale Moore. When they put him in the backfield, he went, 45-yard touchdown? Mm-hmm. Go back, and this will prove what we've been discussing here. Go back and tell me, to me that was a kind of slight draw play where the quarterback got the ball, came up with it, showed you, and then put it down to him. It's kind of like a draw. How is that misdirection when you go up the middle of the field? Mm-hmm. He went up the middle of our field. Mm-hmm. How is that? That was a touchdown. How is that misdirection? You saw him. You had a chance to tackle him. How is that misdirection? How is when number 6, Connors, come to our right side, running, help developing the play while out their offensive line, moving our old line, all of a sudden the tight end just wipe out everybody. He jump outside and go about 15 yards. How you see him, you're reading your keys, how is that misdirection? Well, what's done happen is a lot of guys go out and get PFI and Bobo Soul Joe and all of these guys, and they tell you that. Instead of you just getting all 22 and looking at the film for yourself. So now if you're not going to look at the film, then I can tell you anything. So, but I choose to tell you the truth. Jesse choose to tell you the truth.
What do you choose, Kurt? Violence?
No,
I wish somebody would
listen to the truth.
I would have wish somebody would have chose violence Sunday.
I just feel bad because
that's
when
I thought
the running game.
That cookie looks like
Chris,
the Cowboys defense.
Give me a single.
Nothing about
you
that
tell
cookie.
everybody what that cookie made
Nothing
of.
about that
That's got to
cookie
be all
looks-
protein.
That looks like something like my dog
It
throws up.
looks beautiful though.
It
Beautifully
doesn't.
ugly. It's blue.
It doesn't. It looks like literally. It looks like something Mamba would throw up.
Wow.
Yeah, it does. It looks like
What type of cookie is it?
That's why I'm not so upset, because I'm going to eat this in the break and I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to decide whether I'm talking to y'all the rest of the day or not. If I get
do
over
us a
this.
favor.
What?
Do us a favor.
What? Don't
Not talk to
y'all?
us. Not talk to us.
We'll see. When we come back, we'll hang it with the boys.
Fall is here, and that means football is back, bringing all the delicious game day foods with it. As you prep for all the big games, tailgates, and watch parties, let Yo Quiero be your one-stop destination for all things home gating. Yo Quiero's fresh, flavorful, ready-to-serve guacamole, made with real Hass avocados, will score taste bud touchdowns as you cheer on the Cowboys. Yo Quiero's wide range of mouthwatering and versatile products can be found in your local grocery store's produce or deli section. Grab some today.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of Cowboys fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great Dallas Cowboys seats.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at Wingstop.com.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back. Hanging with the Boys. The second segment each and every day is brought to you by blockchain.com. Thank you, blockchain.com. All right. So thanks.
Cookie.
The cookie's actually really, it tastes better than it looks. I know y'all aren't a fan. Looks like blue throw up is what y'all say. You know what it looks like? That
Like
blue
a-
stuff you put on your eyebrows to the wax, the blue wax. That's what it looks
I've
like.
never seen
in a
blue wax before. Have you seen, it looks
No,
like
I have.
it looks like Smurf Boo Boo, like a Smurf,
Well, thanks for owning it.
like Chipotle. A Smurf had Chipotle
And puked.
induced.
Oh, juiced. Still tastes good. I'm still going to eat it. Well, thank you for owning it and explaining yourselves. And I'm going to do like Nate says. You're not going to win every week. You're gonna lay an egg every once in a while. It just, I think, starting the season like we did, and you were so dominant, and everybody's got you in the top 2 or 3 in the league as far as teams, and then you play a team that everybody, I think, in this building thought had nothing, and they beat you, and you can't stop. They are imposing their will on you, and you're watching it, and you're going, not again, and not the same way again. This goes all the way back to the playoff game in the Coliseum. That's where it started, when they got old dude off the couch the week before, and he ran for 200 yards against them. And it's like they hadn't been able to stop. Anytime a team
started back in the NFC Championship game with Eric Dixon and the Rams when they cut us up for over 180 yards.
So you think this is just the norm, huh? They're just going to have to. Can they fix? Is this an outlier, or is this what it's going to be?
Was this just a game where every aspect you lost in every aspect?
What's your
of the
next
game?
3 opponents? And it'll tell you.
Patriots, 49ers, and
bye.
And what all of them can do.
You can win that. You ain't
What
losing
all
that.
of them can do.
Run.
Okay. We gonna see that.
out.
The reason I'm saying I'm not finna worry about this one game here.
You gonna figure it out in
We
2
finna
games?
figure it. By the end of this 3-game run, we either gonna be like,
or we're good.
if we just listen to Nate, maybe we can get past the second round.
But, when you look
we
at,
gonna figure this out. I'm down with
One
this
way
team.
or the other, you gonna know what
man,
you got,
you
right?
gonna know, bruh.
when you look at if you just look at the raw stats, right? Like if you didn't watch the game at all,
Right.
You didn't,
Which you probably shouldn't have.
right? But you just look at raw stats. Cowboys offensively, 33 carries, 185 yards, 5.6 yards.
Give me that every week.
Right? If you copy and paste that and say, hey, I can give you this amount of rushing yards every single week,
I take it.
you take it, right? Mm-hmm. You take it. Everyone will take
And the
it.
time of possession.
And the time of possession.
Yeah, that's a crazy one.
Right? And then you say, now, do I like Dak throwing the ball 40 times? I don't. It's never been a recipe for success for the Cowboys, but in this particular game, when you're down. But then if you go, okay, 250 yards, give or take, in a touchdown, you probably want another touchdown. This game came down to me, red zone efficiency, 1 for 5. Cannot go. I don't care.
That was the key.
I don't care who you're playing. Because the Cowboys did not have an issue 20-20. They didn't have an issue there. It's when they got in the red zone, for whatever reason,
And that happened
They putted out.
The first 2 weeks, too.
Yeah, what's
Right?
the problem?
they putted out. It's
play calling?
It's
Is it line?
It's everything.
Is it- yeah.
It's everything. It's everything.
Detail to attention.
How do you fix that? Can you
practice.
Can you practice
you,
that?
You keep practicing. You keep working. You make it a point of emphasis.
So do you change your practice schedule to have more time for red zone
You can
offense practice?
You
can you do that?
Yeah. You can make the practice whatever you want it to be. I mean,
Like if
on
you want
those
to just say,
days,
"Hey, offense, we're just working red zone today,
100%,
all day long.
100%.
We're good from here to here."
You
Here
can,
we go.
and as a coach, you now have to go back and reevaluate your red zone packages. Right? Are these working for us? Is this efficient enough for us? How can we get better versus the opponents that we're going to play? Because that's where it's going to be at. But okay, so red zone efficiency got to be better there. That's one. Okay, you cannot have 13 penalties for over 100 yards.
That's 2.
You can't.
That was awful.
You cannot, every time you turned around, whether it's pre-snap, whether it's post-snap, you cannot have over 13 penalties. And one, they said the play that we did was better than the penalty that y'all gave us. We declined. So it would have been 14 penalties. We don't even want the penalty, guys. You guys can absolutely have it. And then, of course, defensively, you can't give up 200 rushing yards. You just can't. There's no way that you're going to be able to compete in the National Football League with these three things that happen to you.
Speaking of penalties, I was in a place I couldn't hear. What happened on that pass interference penalty?
They called it
in the end zone, right?
And then they picked it up for whatever reason.
Because it was pass interference.
It was pass interference yesterday. It's pass interference today. It's pass interference on Tuesday, on Friday, and next Sunday. For whatever reason, they picked it up. Computer, I'm with you. I'm with you, computer. New York got it out for us. Troy Vincent called down and said, pick the flag up. I'm with you. I'm with you, computer. That's absolutely, a pass interference. But again, if we're in a place where we're depending on the ref to get the calls right for us to be successful, I get it. They're supposed to do a job. But make the play, right? Make the plays when you're supposed to be making plays. But you can't shoot yourself in the foot at that rate and that capacity.
Hold on. You misquoted yourself. You can't blow your foot off.
Yeah. You just can't. You can't, man. And
brother, let me tell y'all something. They say when it get this bad,
you just gotta laugh.
Specs.
The liquor store?
Specs.
Go to Specs.
The liquor store? I'm like,
and get what you like. And close your door to your house. And come out the next week.
That's good sponsor placement right there. Next week.
Yeah, go to your room. Go to your room. I ain't gonna join you, but do your thing.
Hey, how was the offensive line? Yeah, three guys that didn't start, and Dak didn't look like he had a ton of time, but they looked like they did really good run blocking. To me,
they did. Tony Pollard did an excellent job. They trusted in Tony. He did an excellent job. And it still comes down to what Jesse named first. All of that was great, but until we got into the red zone. If they could have just got two scores, we win this game.
At that point, were they not good enough, not strong enough?
Just wasn't strong enough. They were out scheming us, and they were executing. See, it's one thing to, the new personnel and this, that, and other. They out the one of two times they use the Moore kid coming out of the backfield, the little quick tosses, and they just had a package there for us that we wasn't respecting on defense. They had enough on their offense to make it happen, man.
But our offensive line, once we got to the red zone, were they?
No, they didn't pay attention to detail. We couldn't run it in. These guys were getting up. These guys were getting up the field. Our offensive line was getting knocked back a lot. But what they were doing is trying to stay on their blocks. Even though they were getting knocked back, even though they wasn't getting great holes, even though Tony was kind of hesitating, picking his holes, they just refused to give up. They're a gritty group. Young guys. Bass was at your right guard.
You like what you saw?
I wish we could have replaced the left tackle, but
Were you surprised they didn't have him playing guard and Tyler playing left tackle?
Now I think Tyler want to go home. Tyler want to play one position.
Now let me say, can I say something about Tyler?
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Smith. I'm talking about Tyron.
Yeah, Tyron.
You talking about Tyler or Tyron?
I was talking about Tyler.
Oh, Tyler.
Why he played guard.
I just didn't like. You know what I don't like, and I know you have to do this in the new NFL. But if you ain't gonna play, man, don't dress.
Well, okay. So the one thing about this is in the National Football League, you got to dress at least 8 offensive linemen.
Right.
So whatever 8 you were going to choose, I figure. I guess he was the closest if an emergency happened.
Yeah.
Which could we not say?
It was close.
It was
close. It was close to just break the glass on this thing. But you got to dress out 8 offensive linemen. That is NFL rule. So I guess
to promote the two guys.
Yeah,
off the
exactly.
practice
Right.
squad.
To promote from the practice squad. So that's why he did it.
So I'm guessing he was the healthiest of the 3 if emergency happened. I like you guys. I'm like, I don't know why Tyler didn't bump out to left tackle.
He went. And
let Chuma stay at left guard.
But think about it this way, Jesse. This thing happened on Saturday, his injury. So you're going to move a guy that hadn't been practicing out there all week, and at least the other guy was practicing out there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
As
But
the swing, I don't know.
But leave him home. Leave him home, and
right?
it's one game. Leave him home. He good. It's good.
Okay.
I think the offensive line was only the issue when they got in the red zone. They were part of the issue in the red zone. Because if you could run it in, ain't no issue. It is no issue. If you can run the ball into the end zone, there's never going to be an issue because everything works. But when you cannot run, when you just can't line up, like I told him last night, I got the perfect play. It's called load left or load right. 2 tight ends, your O-line, the fullback, number 48, what is his name?
Hunter Lipsky.
Hunter Lipsky at fullback.
Getting some touches.
And Tony Pollard at your tailback. Are you the big Doddle since he run with so much violence? You got a double on the inside guys. We scrape off to the linebacker. And we let the fullback clean what's ever hanging out there and let Tony take it on in there. Are you the big Doddle? Stop with this fancy stuff. When you inside the 2, it's load left or load right. I'm telling you.
All right, we're going to take our next break. When we come back, not only did the team make Jesse a storyteller. I'm not going to call you a liar because you're not a liar.
I'm not a liar.
You're not a liar.
I'm a lot of things.
You're not a liar.
I'm not a liar.
I agree. That's why I'm choosing my words carefully.
Thank you. I appreciate
the team
that.
did you dirty. Yeah. This certain individual also did you dirty too. When we come back on the last segment of Hanging with the Boys, tune in to find out.
They had to be.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And, of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of Cowboys fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great Dallas Cowboys seats.
James Wright here, your 2022 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year. You know how much I love my Cowboys, and I am thrilled to be talking to you about the 2023 Fan of the Year award presented by Captain Morgan. We're looking for the ultimate Cowboys fan to spice up the game. That means you eat, sleep, and breathe the Dallas Cowboys. If that's you, or if you know someone like me, then go to DallasCowboys.com/fan of the year, and you could win tickets to Super Bowl 58 and so much more. Enter today.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Hanging with the Boys each and every day. It is brought to you by Jigsaw, the official dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys. All right, before I tell Jesse who let him down, or I actually didn't let him down, but tried to.
My dad?
See,
Stop, Jay.
I'm about to say he came back.
Stop.
Who dug him up?
Stop.
Jeez. Okay.
It's like, man.
Is this team still good?
Yeah.
We're good, right?
Yeah.
We're good. This is just a blip,
And
right?
y'all, I'm telling you, I'm one-sided.
Well, we know that.
I'm talking about defense. I am one-sided.
What does that mean?
Explain yourself again.
We ain't going no further than what our defense taking us. You can forget all the rest of on the other side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
The other side of the ball is a work in progress.
Really?
Until the offensive line get to be an offensive line, they are work in progress. You treat it just like you treated Dak injury last year with 3 linemen out. You don't know how they going to play week to week. You treat it just like you treat Dak. Be safe, be smart, cater to your defense. This going to go down on the defense. That's how this going to go down with Micah Parsons. This going to go down Gilmore. I have never played corner in my life. I've never faced the speed you face, but I would take like 3 steps back, a little bit further back.
I'm not telling you how to do your job.
Lost a step or something?
No, you guys remember me reporting that in training camp. I said, as long as Gilmore keep everything in front of him, he's fine.
He's fine.
And they went at it, man.
When you got to run with that's the thing. That's the one thing that he struggles with. When you got to open up and run with these young speedsters in the National Football League.
When he got to,
it's tough. It's tough. When you got to throw that hip open and run, he's not
throw
the
that
one.
hip.
But I mean, from a fan, I know the fans are like, do this and fire this and do this and make this trade and go do. Like, look, man, it's 3 games in. This is not going to be the last dud they throw either. They're going to throw 1 or 2 more.
I hope they don't. I hope they don't.
Not like this, but they're going to lose. They're going to lose another game or 2.
If you lose to the 49ers, understandable. If you split with the Philadelphia Eagles, understandable.
No,
can't have these lose. Can't have these lose.
No.
Stop, Nate. The Philly's a good football team.
No, it's not.
Yes, they are. Stop. Don't do this. Don't do this.
I guess you're going to say Miami can't put points up this year.
The reason I'm saying this, stay with me here, Jeff.
Okay.
If you ain't hyped up to play the 49ers.
No, being hyped up that don't take away from them being a good football team.
But being the best you can be. This is your foe, man.
I get it. But losing to Philly,
this
losing
like
to the Niners.
This Octopussy, man.
Wait, what?
James Bond.
James Bond.
No. He gets Octopussy against
Spider-Man.
Is that Marvel?
He got tentacles.
I don't know all that Marvel stuff. I'm out of that.
Look at Kurt. Kurt's like, I don't know about that.
We're all getting fired today. We're all getting fired today.
I can't think of the dude's name.
Look it up, Kurt.
Look it up.
Be careful how you spell it. You might get flagged.
They don't call this dude Octopus. He got a bunch of tentacles. You know,
he does.
They do call him. They do call him
Doctor.
See?
Doctor. They do.
Kurt won't even say the name.
They do say it.
Kurt, you can
right
say it.
there.
What's his name, Kurt? Dr. what?
Doctor.
The OP.
Yeah.
OP.
Yeah,
OPP.
Nate said.
Dr. OPP.
I'm going to tell y'all something, man.
But you can't have these losses to the Cardinals are not good
Let me tell
losses.
you something. You can have losses. You don't want it to be open up old wounds. You can have losses.
You can't
like
have this loss.
Saying,
team.
You lose to what's called about 2 or 3 points, or you something freaky happening, you lose to the fight. I understand what you're saying, but now is the time. This is the year. If we're on the same page, which you've been preaching before this disaster happened.
Talking to
this
you,
is
Mike.
the year, man. This is the year that you say, hey, okay, we beat the 49ers, if it only by a field goal. This is the year we go to Philly up there, and we beat them, and we beat them convincingly. You know, you can't, like KC in their division, everybody like, oh, man, you better watch out. Oh, KC's division, it's jumping until they play KC. And KC win by 3 here, by 7 here, and sometimes even by 10. Show you the dominance.
Easier said than done, though.
But you know what? That's maturity. That's what I'm hoping, that this 225 yards, I'm hoping Jonathan Hankins, I'm hoping Osa and Gallimore sitting there saying, nah, man.
Not again.
This would not. You got to almost put, what's the kid play for the University of Florida?
Sharif Floyd?
No,
Tebow?
Tebow. This will never happen again.
Oh, you got to go Tebow.
I promise you.
But wouldn't you rather this game happen now then
No.
Never.
But if it's going to happen,
you're not supposed to lose to the Cardinals. You're not supposed to lose to the Cardinals.
It happened. Wouldn't you rather it happen now than later in the year? It already happened.
Stop the run.
The thing is this. The thing that is absolutely true. I don't want this like this is a game, whether it happens now and or later, can come back to bite you in the butt. You cannot lose to football teams like this.
But they did.
I know. And so we move on. We figure out what happened because some things went wrong. You figure out what happened, and then now you make an emphasis on how to clean those things up. The Cowboys haven't been an overly penalized team this season, right?
Right.
So
they made up for it.
I'm looking at this and saying, you know what? That's a one-off. The Cowboys have been a really good team up front. Yes, we've had struggles in the past in the run game, but for the most part, you stopped Saquon Barkley, you stopped Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook, two teams who heavily rely on the run, who have probably, if not equal to or better than offensive line than the Arizona Cardinals. You didn't do it this game. So I'm looking at those things and say, okay, any given Sunday, things happen, it happened. But this has to be rectified immediately. This can't be something that carries over and have a hangover for 2 and 3 weeks, because these things will then compound. It will compound, and you can bet your bottom dollar. Next week against the Patriots, Bill Belichick is going to check under the hood to see if you righted your wrongs, to see if you worked on the things. And Bill Belichick has absolutely no problem stealing or borrowing or whatever you want to do from the team that he saw do it beforehand. Well, hell, if it worked for the Cardinals, why not try it for us?
And they have a nice defense.
And see how that works out as far as the running game. But you can't have these type of losses. You don't want to. It happens. It happens. But the things that happen in this game outside of the red zone, I do believe that is now an issue for the Dallas Cowboys. Penalties have not been an issue. And earlier in this season, running the football against this football, they eliminated Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook. They eliminated Saquon Barkley. So it looked like they had fixed the problems. It reared its ugly head in this game. Now, if it happens again next week, sound the alarms.
But
sound the alarms.
We good. Are these fixable problems? The things that happen. It's not like, we're
the red zone. I don't know.
Yeah,
Does it carry over? Because a lot of these problems we saw last year. Is this a clean slate, a whole new set, or is this like last year? The Cowboys were one of the leaders in penalties. Last year they couldn't stop the run. Last year, it's.
But I look at what we've done this year, and I know it's a small sample size. Early in the season, the first 2 games that we played, we weren't a heavily penalized team in those first 2 games. For whatever reason, we were this Sunday. Those first 2 teams, we would all say collectively that those 2 teams that we played, the Giants and the Jets, want to do one thing and one thing well. They want to run the football. And they didn't. Right. They couldn't against the Cowboys. And they opted to do something else and got both of their quarterbacks' head knocked in the dirt. The Cardinals, who, by the way, their head coach comes from Philly, so he has very well recognition of what the Cowboys can and cannot do, or what they can and cannot do very well. I think he went upon those things in his old Philly days and said, here's where some of the ways that we can hit them. I mean, Gannon is very familiar with Michael Parsons. He's very familiar with Dan Quinn and how they want to do things. That doesn't, we probably look past that, but that doesn't go unnoticed. When you have these games and when you can try to find an advantage, whatever that advantage is, you try to find it. But I think this Cowboys team as a whole, I'm not ready to punt on this team. I'm not ready to punt on. Now, I will say this, because football is very fluid and we like to be an honest and upfront show, and things change from week to week. I came in here 2 weeks ago and I said that Micah Parsons might be the best football player on the planet. Take it back. I take it back. He's now lumped in the group. He's not above TJ Watt. He's not above Nick Bosa. He's not above Max Crosby, Myles Garrett. I think they're bunched together in a group. I'll say that. There was a conversation that the Cowboys were the best team in the NFC over Philly in the Niners. They aren't. Not this week. They are not. I think the Niners at this point in time is probably the front runners of being the best team in the NFC, followed by Philadelphia. We'll see what Philadelphia does tonight. Yeah. Though I said you guys before, I thought that CeeDee Lamb was getting ready to knock on that door, getting to that elite category of receivers.
Not yet.
You know what I saw last night? I saw Devontae Adams be an elite receiver. I saw Tyreek Hill be an elite receiver. I saw Keenan Allen do some elite I saw those guys step up and play some elite moments. I saw CeeDee Lamb pout yesterday. Not just the one play, all game. Just didn't look like he had any energy. So guess what? You on the street, you on the curb. You're walking back to the door, but you ain't quite got there yet. So now guess what? They come out against the Patriots and things change. I may change my tone next week because football is fluid, like water, like Bruce Lee said, and that's how I feel today.
It's like Nate said. I mean, it's a small sample size, 3 games. Right. Let's get through these next 2. Let's get to Thanksgiving.
Because these guys going to make you.
The next 2 games are going to tell you a lot. You're gonna, right now, it's kind of like, are you what you were the first 2 games? Are you what you were this week? Get through these next 2 weeks, you have a pretty good idea of what this team is. And real quick, before we go, a guy that tried to throw your whole everything we talked about on the show last week is almost like it you shouldn't have even talked about it. Michael Gallup, your guy that you said they were just really wasn't fitting it, showed up. Where did that come from, man?
He did well. Name the 3 routes that he ran. Don't worry, I'll tell you.
Tell me. Yeah,
Goes, slants, and stops. They ran his
game.
Routes.
Yeah.
They ran his routes, and he excelled in the routes that he's really good at running. Anything else he wasn't really good at. But slants, goes, and stops. MG 13 all day.
Yeah.
And he showed up, 90-something yards receiving. Yeah. Needed it.
Good for you, MG.
Yeah, good for you, brother.
All right, so we're not pulling the cord yet and going, oh my God.
Freaky Mike,
doomed.
we got to be better in the red zone, baby. Freaky Mike, we got to get into your creative bag. Brian Schottenheimer, Freaky Mike, get together.
What's your
we rocking,
we
baby.
got to get, but what do we have to get together to be better this week? His is Mike's got to get
Freaky
back in
Mike,
his bag.
Freaky Mike.
Oh, it's the
I'll
red
give you
zone.
about 3. Yeah.
It's the red zone.
Red zone for you.
Red zone, and our defense have to brother.
Defense
stop
and red
the
zone.
Run, man. We don't spend a first round pick on a big pancake eating, and he ain't.
We spent the first round pick.
Played 12 snaps.
Let me not say it because I'm can you guys know this is positive jest, and I'm not coming off the optimistic jest.
It's almost like somebody talked to you before the season started. And
Nope.
said, hey man.
Nope. Principal office. I didn't get called in the principal's office. No one changed. I thought I still do. I think this team is built.
Who is this guy?
Very well. I do. But Mozzie, come on, baby. We spent the first round pick on you. Come on. Come on, baby. Come
Join
on.
the party, man.
Come
Join
on.
the party. We
12
need
snaps.
your help, man.
Come on, baby.
Kurt,
we need more than that.
What we got to do?
The 3 things Jesse said.
Yes,
No
this is my boy.
penalties.
Red zone.
Stop the run. Red zone.
Yeah.
See this over here.
The Holy Trinity right here.
See this over here. All right, I'm gonna give y'all a
Father,
pass.
the Son, and the Holy
I tell you
Spirit.
what, if y'all talk me into getting on this Cowboys train again this week,
I'm going to trust what you see on film. I am not ever not going to trust that.
all right, we'll figure out what that is later this week because I'm done with y'all. If y'all talk me into something again and this happens, I'm done.
Yeah.
Bruh.
So much.
I'll be out on an island by myself. Y'all can have Nate. I'll just move over here and
so much
do it from the
self-fulfilling
room
your
with
own
Chris.
opinion on this show.
I ain't never leaving you.
I
ain't never leaving you. I ain't never leaving you.
I'm gonna tell you something.
What?
The Cowboys are ready, baby.
Oh Lord, here we go.
That's a little much right there, bro.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Don't give up yet. Don't start trading everybody and firing everybody.
Don't give up hope just yet.
We
Don't
good.
give up.
Boy, how about them boys?
We're gonna slowly talk you into by Friday being Cowboy fans again.
If you ain't riding,
we'll get you back on the good side.
And don't tweet me. We need to have Zeke back in the red zone rushing. Don't do that. Please.
We good. We good. All right. Good show, fellas. Chris, thanks for keeping us on the air. We'll be back tomorrow, the same time, same place. We'll take some calls. If you guys are wanting to blow this thing up, call us and tell us. If you're still on board, tell us. Fan Feedback Tuesday.
Just repeat what Jesse said. You'll be okay.
You'll be okay. Woosah, woosah. All right. Tomorrow, same time, same place.
We out.
Red zone.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!